Hi, I'm Greg, and we are here at my coat's cave in the middle of nowhere. We can't tell you where it's a top secret location. And we have a customer's machine here we're ready to take back to him after redoing it for him. And we get a lot of questions on sticky weight placement. So we thought, hey, let's show you how to do sticky weights on a 1600 balancer before we take it back. So here's what we're going to do. When the balancer is booted up and turns on, it comes on with two clip-on weights ready for dynamic balancing on the steel wheel. But we have a wheel that's not a steel wheel, and we can't put weights on the outside of this wheel. So we want to do what we're going to do is a clip-on, which we can do, and a sticky weight out there. So the way to change that is by hitting the picture of the wheel. We're going to choose clip 1, which already is chosen, and clip 2. Then we close the door. And now what we have is a clip-on and a sticky as on the screen. So the balancer needs to know where these weights are going to go, so we have to accurately set them with the arm gauge. So how we do that is, first of all, we look at the red dot in here. I don't know if you can see that red dot down there. Okay, so we're going to turn that red dot until we see where we want to put the weights. And where we want to put the weights is kind of like out here as far as we can go. The further you go between inside and outside, the better balance and the less weight you take. The smaller you get, the more weight it's going to take, and it's harder to balance. If it's 3 inches, don't do 2 weights. Just do static balancing using 1 weight. So you have to have some definition between inside and outside. So what we're going to do is take a reading now. We set the laser dot where we wanted to put the weight. So our first reading is going to be up here on the wheel like we normally would. Then once it beeps, without moving it, we're going to turn on this line laser, this red line here on the arm. This is an arm laser. Now we're going to put that red line on our red dot right there while touching the wheel, let it beep, and then go home. You noticed I didn't stop. From here to here, then I stopped, then from here to here without stopping, then I stopped, then I went home. If you stop anywhere in between, it's going to put the wrong readings in. So now we close the hood, and we let the balancer tell us what kind of weight we need. So now the balancer is telling us to put 1.5 ounces. And where do we put that 1.5 ounces? We put it right here on the red dot, which isn't blinking anymore. If you can see that right there, we put 1.5 ounces right there on the red dot. And if you get like 3 ounces or more or whatever, or we get more than 1.5 ounces, cut it up. Put it in, like this, or put them on top of each other. Do not make a real long weight because it will bring up another reading. It won't zero out the first time. It's just too spread out. It's got to be consolidated in one area. Okay, so we could put the weight down there, or we can move it to the back of the wheel by hitting the pedal, or by touching the arrow sign, which moves it to the back. And we've got our red line. It's just 12 o'clock, and we put this weight, which is 0, here. Now, there is weight imbalance in there, but it's under a quarter, so it's not showing it to us. We're rounding it off to the nearest quarter. However, if we go back to this reading, and we look at this one, and we say, well, we're between the spokes. I'd like to hide that weight between these 2 spokes. So you can't assume that you can just split it in half. It's nice on this wheel because it's like right between the 2, but it's not normally like that. So what we do is we have a wheel picture. If we hit that, now what we could do is bring the wheel going backwards away from the balancer first to the first spoke, which is right there. Hold it there, hit spoke 1. Now we're going to go this way towards the hood of the balancer, back to the opposing spoke there. And we're going to hold it with the red dot behind the spoke, and we hit spoke 2. Now it's telling us to put 1 ounce behind this spoke. We hit the arrow, and it's going to tell us to put 1 ounce behind that spoke. And then we hit the arrow one more time. We've got our 12 o'clock in the back, which the red light doesn't come on this one. By this time, the red light's not coming on, but that's just because we're into the spoke setting. So we got One reading there on that spoke, that reading on that spoke, we hit again, and we've got our 12 o'clock in the back. So we use 3 weights to hide behind the spoke. Okay, so now we have a clip-on and a sticky. If we get a steel wheel next, we don't need to go back into that page. We can just take one reading. Go home, close the hood. We're the 2 clip-on weights. The sonar has put the width in for us, and now we can use 2 clip-ons on our steel wheel. So the next tire comes in, and it's one of these here aluminum or alloy wheels, they call them nowadays, I guess. And we're in a hurry, and we don't want to go in and mess around with them pages. We could just take a real quick reading here, let it beep, and then we put it out here where we want to put the weight. Let it beep again. Automatically it switches to sticky weight. Close the hood. Now we've got a clip-on and a sticky. Just that easy using the arm. So when you want to go in and out of sticky weights, you can use the arm, 1 reading or 2 readings, and the weights will change for you. However, if you want to do 2 sticky weights, you do need to use this page. And you need to choose tape 1 and tape 2 and close the door. Now we have 2 sticky weights, but we still take that first reading up here on this part of the wheel, even though we're putting a sticky weight. Let it beep, and our second reading will be over here on that laser dot. You can see the red line on the dot down inside there. Go home, and then we close the hood and get our readings. Now when you're in the 2 sticky weight readings, you cannot get out with the arm. Like I just showed you, you do have to go back into this page, and you have to choose clip 1 and either tape 2 or clip 2, whatever you want to do, and then close the door. Now we're back to 2 clip-on weights. Okay, so I don't know if I helped you or not, because I'm not real good at making videos, but we thank you for watching, thank you for buying coats, and God bless you guys.